Hello,
Hello,
this is Jessica,
this is Justin.
and we're back with thoughts from the cafe.
Thoughts from the cafeteria.
Okay, so now Justin here has a job,
What? Really? I got a job.
and he goes to school.
Full time.
Yeah.
Of both.
Both
And
full time. How do you do full time with two things? That's
it's
more
crazy.
than time, you know.
It's really hectic, and if you don't stay on top of it, you're gonna fail. And
At both.
At both. And I actually just got promoted at my job, so now I have even more responsibilities, but I'm still going to school. And it sucks doing both sometimes, honestly, because you get paid, so you sacrifice school because it's not an immediate result. But at the same time, you're working to put yourself through school, so you lose
So
either way.
you need both, but sometimes it's hard to do both, basically.
Exactly. It's like 60 hours a week of work.
I can't imagine.
Yeah.
And then also hours and hours of class. I mean, he's in three 3-hour classes, is that?
Don't remind me.
3 classes that are 3 hours each. Now that's a lot of endurance. And
Yeah.
it's tough. And
I feel like a machine sometimes. I can never sleep. Like this past weekend, I didn't get any sleep. And for what? You know, and I was just thinking to myself, how can I make sure that this never happens again? So what I tried to do was write a time map of everything that I need to get done each week, each day, and I have to stay on top of it, or else it's just going to keep piling up, and I'll be stressed the f out.
And then also with deadlines, it's like, you know, they want you to do everything by Monday, but somehow, you know, you have work all weekend, and you're like, what time do I have to do that? Especially because when you work full time, they expect you to work all weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So
yeah, absolutely.
what time do you have really to do, you know, your big projects and whatnot?
You don't have any time. This week is midterm week. And last week was my first week in my new positions, and it was just crazy. I'm like, wow, this is a great opportunity, making more money. But at the same time, it's midterm week, and I got to make sure I got my grades in. This weekend I did run into some trouble, but I'm really going to do my best to make sure that never happens again.
And you know what, even if you're, like, for me, I don't work, but I'm a student in my last semester, so, you know, it's kind of like down to the wire, and I know that this spring break will not be about fun. Like, I mean, besides Atlantic City, you know, you have a lot of work to do, and that sort of puts a stress on, like, everything. That's probably why you want Atlantic City to be, like, the last thing you do, right?
Yeah.
Because you really wanted to just get everything out of the way in order so that you can just have fun.
Enjoy it, yeah. So when you do get that free time, it's doing that like, shit, I want to relax, but I'm really wasting all this free time when I have to be productive.
Yeah.
So when you actually get all your stuff done, it's a pretty good feeling. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough. I couldn't imagine doing what I do plus additional, you know, like a job on the weekend. It's just, you know, the weekend I need to just wind down, you know, and what we do is just even harder than, you know, what adults are really doing, because, you know, a lot of them didn't have to go to college, so they didn't have to deal with, like, the duality of having a job and going to school.
And if you think about it, those parents that may not have had to go to college, now what do you think their kids are going to be like?
I mean, I know my parents didn't go to college, but they're so adamant about their kids going to college because they want us. They know that that's the way of life now, and that's the only way to be successful now. And that's all that we, the younger generation, has to worry about, is what we have to do to be successful.
True. Like, I mean, it's kind of worth it. I've accepted the fact that I have to go to school full-time and work full-time right now. It's just something I have to do, and at the end result is obviously going to be well worth it. You know, I'm going to school for business. I work in a position where they're paying me to learn how to control the business, so it's kind of like a paid internship at the same time. So in theory, all of this hard work will eventually pay off.
Well, what my mom says is work hard, play hard. If you play hard now, you have to work hard later, but if you work hard now, You can play hard later.
Yeah, I
And
think I'd rather play hard later.
yeah, because then that, I mean, would you rather, have fun now and be struggling later on, or would you rather, you know, work hard now and then just have a leisurely work,
Yeah, I want to
leisurely
live
life
comfortably
later?
when I'm older. I don't want to be. I don't want to be stressed out.
You still want to be going to AC when you're like old and have the
Yeah.
money to.
When I need to escape my wife and kids, I'll go to Atlantic City and not have to worry about it.
Yeah, on those $100 tables.
At the
Because
Borgata.
you can at the Borgata. It's copyrighted somewhere, but okay. But that's the thing. Like, I know that my dad works extremely hard. He didn't go to college, but back then, you didn't really have to. And also, my dad, he's a plumber, so he had a trade rather than, book smart. And
Yeah.
that's okay. That's okay if
Yeah,
that's
it worked out well.
if that's your talent, so to speak. And now, he's able to go on vacations when he wants to, and because it's his company, so
Yeah.
literally he makes his own schedule, and that I think that's what all of us really want to achieve: to have flexibility, not work all day, and be able to spend time with your family and just be able to.
I want to be
at the
my
end
own
of it-
boss.
There you go.
I
Be
am
your
a
own
boss.
I'm a boss too, but not right now. All right, well, that's all for time management. Some thoughts from the cafeteria.
Thoughts from the SAC cafeteria. We should switch up cafeterias every once in a while.
And we will. Don't worry. Stay tuned.